In today's video, we're going to show you how to control your common equity investors and how you can manage either increasing or deleting common equity investors. So I'm starting with the Resource tab. And remember that before you enter any common equity investors in your deal, you must have previously set them up in the investor portal by adding an investor and their organization. At this point, I'm going to go back into the projects, and today I'm going to use the multi-tenant MOB value add. I will tab on details, and then I'll bring up the project. Moving to the capital stack, which houses the common equity, tab on common equity, and then you'll see that I already have the sponsor and multiple limited partners established. Let's assume that one of the investors wants to reduce the amount of interest that he or she may have in your project. I'll go to the Manage Ownership, and let's say that Jeff Jackson, as a limited partner, decides he wants to have only 5% instead of 10% interest in this particular deal. I would go to the Edit button, which brings up Jeff Jackson. And then I would scroll over the 10%. I would enter 5. And then from there, I would press Update. I see that it's successful. And notice now that the owner's percentage moves from 15% to 20%. At this point, I close, and it also shows me on the common equity page the same 20% for the sample owner or sponsor, and now 5% for Jeff Jackson. Again, we can do this as many times as needed. If we decide to add another investor, reducing the investment percentage of the sponsor less than 20%, we would go back into Manage Ownership. We would add owner, pull down the screen, and let's say that Greg Barron now wants 5%. When Jeff Jackson decided to reduce his percentage, Greg Barron will take 5%. We tab on the add. We see that it's successful, and now the sponsor's interest has reduced to 15%, and Greg Barron's has been added as 5%. We close, and notice that it shows up on the common equity page in the same format, reducing the owner's investment percentage to 15% and adding Greg Barron at 5%. At this point, we would press Save, and all of the inputs would have successfully been included. Back to the Project Center, press Save to make sure all the calculations are correct, and everything at that time is updated appropriately.